Hey there! It's a great day to add up to our knowledge about those teeny tiny things that make up all living organisms, and I'm sure you know what it's called. I'll be discussing about the concepts of cell theory, so just sit back and take note of what I'll be saying. Our body is one of the most complex structures in the universe. It is made up of some 100 trillion tiny cells, bone cells, blood cells, brain cells, to name a few. In fact, there are more than 200 different types of cells in your body. Despite their amazing diversity in shape and function, our cells form an intricate integrated network. The internet, with its millions of computers and high-speed data cables, is clumsy in comparison. None of Tony Stark's inventions, even the Iron Man suit, nor any human invention can ever compete with the technical brilliance evident in even the most basic of cells. In a 1665 publication called Micrographia, experimental scientist Robert Hooke coined the term cell for the box-like structures he observed when viewing cork tissue through a lens. In the 1670s, Anton van Leeuwenhoek discovered bacteria and protozoa. Later advances in lenses, microscope construction, and staining techniques enabled other scientists to see some components inside cells. Though many scientists contributed to the understanding of cells, Matthias Schleiden and Theodor Schwann are credited with describing the first two parts of the cell theory in 1839, and Rudolf Virchow with later contributing to the third. By the late 1830s, botanist Matthias Schleiden and zoologist Theodor Schwann were studying tissues and proposed the unified cell theory. The unified cell theory states that all living things are composed of one or more cells. The cell is the basic unit of life, and new cells arise from existing cells. The first tenet is all organisms are made up of one or more cells. Whether they are big or small, simple or complex, all living organisms are composed of cells. Cells are the smallest unit of life. Each cell is a membrane of semi-permeable layer, meaning it doesn't just make anything enter the cell. In fact, it's like a security guard of the cell. Cells contain the DNA, the one holding the necessary information to produce molecules responsible for making energy to help keep us alive. Because of this, living organisms can grow and reproduce. Okay, so let's move on to the second one. That will be cell is the basic building block of life. All biological processes like metabolism, respiration, digestion, and many more that occur within the body for it to sustain itself cannot occur without the presence of cell. They form the basic unit of life that not only provides structure to living cells, but are also necessary for all their vital functions that are needed to sustain life. A number of cells make up a tissue. Tissues in turn make up an organ. Organs make up the organ system. And different organ systems make up the organism. Each cell has its own function, and it makes an organism whole. Schleiden and Schwann proposed spontaneous generation as the method for cell origination. But spontaneous generation, also called abiogenesis, the idea that life arose from non-life, was later disproven. Rudolf Virchow famously stated, omnis cellula e cellula, meaning all cells only arise from pre-existing cells. This is the last tenet. All cells are the result of cell division. When a cell is large enough, it replicates its DNA and important components. One cell divides to produce more than one cell. Generally, during the process of cell division, a single cell divides into two or more cells, distributing its genetic content from the parent cell to the daughter cell, as you can see here in the picture. The modern version of cell theory includes the ideas that energy flows, or energy flow occurs within cells. Heredity information is passed on from cell to cell. All cells have the same basic chemical composition, which is water, inorganic ions, and organic molecules. Thanks to the after-dinner coffee of both Theodor Schwann and Matthias Schleiden, the cell theory was founded. Rudolf Virchow also has a say in this because he corrected the third conclusion of Schwann and Schleiden with his powerful dictum, omnis cellula e cellula. In these days, the cell theory is considered to be the foundation of biology. That's all, folks. See you again on another opportunity.